What's up, everybody? I'm Leven Kali, and you're watching my interview with Myles.
So let's talk about a bit of your backstory. So you said, I think you're originally from Holland, and then you moved to Santa Monica.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was born out there.
But you're not really from there, or your parents?
No,
Dutch,
my parents are both American. But
Okay.
they were traveling. My dad is a musician. He was on tour.
Yeah.
So they were in the Netherlands when I was born, and then made my way back to the States. You know.
Okay. You know, yeah. It's good in these times. Yeah, that Dutch passport might come through if you ever need it.
Dog, I don't even have it.
You need to get one.
I know. I think it's too late.
Nah, it's not. It's not.
It's not?
Nah, you should be alright. You know.
Okay.
You gotta sort it out. But let's talk about the brand new project as well.
Okay.
So Low Tide.
Low Tide.
Is it Leven Kali?
Leven Kali.
Yeah, Leven
Low
Kali.
Tide.
Low Tide. It's like that's what it is.
That's
really
what the proper name is for the whole thing. Yeah.
Right. And the project's 11 tracks.
Yeah.
And I can't lie, right now Cassandra for me is the track.
Yeah,
it's the
I
track.
love that one.
It's serious still.
Yeah.
What for you is like the track that you're feeling the most right now?
I like Cassandra as well. That shit is fun, huh?
Yeah. I think with the tape itself, it goes for very like upbeat, and it slowly starts to get a bit more slow.
Yeah.
Not lo-fi, but kind of in that kind of space.
Yeah.
So like, why did you decide to kind of make that like transition?
I kind of see the project as like it goes from like a high to like a chill to then another high towards the end.
Yep.
I just felt like, you know, after going through different orders, that order felt the best, and that if you were a new listener, because I feel like most of the people checking out Low Tide, you know, aren't gonna be very familiar with, you know, Leven Kali or have been to a show, so it's important to kind of like let them know that it's not just
one sound, the
slow songs. I know that Do You Wrong popped off and people maybe were expecting like a bunch of like, you know, mid-tempo just bounce, bouncy tracks, but mine is like, you know, I've said it before, I feel like that's a very it describes Leven Kali in my sound in a cool way. So I wanted to start with that song, and then Cassandra is like a trademark track for me, and then kind of get into like the slower joints, and then pick it back up with Mad at You and all that. Yeah,
I think there's one song on there that kind of throws me off every time. I think it's My Pen.
My Pen. I love that song.
It's such a good song, but it throws me off.
What about it?
Just like I'm in the space, and it's a complete switch up.
It's after
I can't remember what it's after now.
Are Nasik on there?
Yeah, that's number 3, I think.
So it's number 4.
And it's just like I'm in a space and it switches up completely.
It's right before Do You Wrong.
Yeah.
Personally, I like it. I think that it's after None Wrong. Exactly. I don't know. I disagree. I like it.
I mean, yeah, cool. I mean, that's you. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like,
I feel you. I think that for me, that song is super important because it shows like, I mean, first off, the lyrics are really important.
Yeah.
So it's saying my only weapon is my pen, which is a nod to Sly Stone, and also just a fact that like, you know, we're out here spreading love and everything, and like instead of, you know, fighting with war, it's kind of like we're gonna, you know, speak our mind through the pen. So that's like the basis of that song, and I made that with my brother Zach Seekoff, who's I also made Do You Wrong with him, and my pen goes directly into Do You Wrong, so it's kind of like a transition into the sound of Leven and Zach, and it has that sort of like spiritual component, that Junie Morrison vibe and all that shit.
I mean, you know what it is, right? I feel like with a lot of your music, the main theme is like love,
of course,
and sending the good vibes.
Yeah,
is this something that's going to be around throughout your music catalog now?
That's gonna be around until the end of time, my guy. Like love is the strongest shit. Because
a lot of the stuff is like very flower based as well. You got a lot of flowers in your music.
Flowers, like visually, I love flowers.
Because obviously you got the EP, it's like before that came out at the end of the year, and that's kind of like got kind of like a spacey kind of flower like cover. Yeah, and then obviously you got the video of Buddy that came out, and that's got flowers in it, and then it's a lot of like love and stuff like that. So like
maybe the flowers are finding me more than I'm trying to find the flowers. But
it might be the new age flower boy.
But who doesn't like flowers, dude? You got to stop and smell the roses and shit, like all that.
You got time for that, you know?
Yeah,
you got time. I don't. If I see flowers, I keep it moving.
Oh come on, you got to appreciate the flowers.
But yeah. So
the cauliflowers.
Do you know what? Yeah. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, innit? Simple as that.
Exactly.
But so music, right?
Yes.
So you've been making music with the same people for the last 10 years, pretty much.
10 years, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So what's that journey been like?
Well, the making music in the beginning was just playing in the jazz band with these guys. So everyone in my band, besides the DJ went to another nearby high school, but everyone else, we all went to the same high school.
Yeah.
We all went through the same jazz program. And then towards the end of high school, you know, I was kind of late as far as like making beats, you know, and like recording on the computer and shit. So so for me, like, I kind of got into the making music phase after I graduated high school, like recording my own like songs and stuff like that. But we had been jamming, like you said, for like 10 years now.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to actually making the music now, you're in this like space. How has that helped working with people that you've just been around for such a long time?
Oh my God. Like, I mean, it goes without saying. It's like having your brothers around you, having your family. Like, you know, it's a great feeling. You know, I work with my mom. I work with my sister, my, you know, everyone around me who is on all the producers and everybody who's listed on Low Tide is like somebody who I know their parents, and like it's like, you know, it's like
someone that means something to you as well. It's not just a work in the studio, get it done situation.
And even the people that, like, there's one song on there I didn't produce one-on-one. It was produced by Maxwell, and like that's one of my brothers now. Like, you know, I love Maxwell, Max and Tammy. What up? No, I mean the whole Palm Studios, everything. It's like very, very family based.
Yeah, because I think Palm Studios obviously it's there now. It's there to see. Yeah, do you know what I mean? You've done shows where Palm Studios, you've actually had a top saying that on. Yeah. In the past. Yeah. So like for people out there who might not know really about, obviously they know it's a studio. What is Palm Studios for you?
It's not just a studio. We have like a somewhat of a headquarters. Yeah. But it's really just like kind of the brainchild of like Tom and I recognizing. Tom is right here, by the way, off camera. It's Tommy Knowles. We just recognized like where we were at and who our friends were and what we had going on, and everybody was creating something, and it just felt like, you know, like a Justice League almost of just like dope, you know, creative people that are already best friends. Yeah. So we might as well call it something, and it goes far beyond music. I mean, we have like designers and photographers. We got Coroni right here. Musicians, you know, visual artists, everything. So Palm Studios is kind of like it's like a state of mind and like a revolving door. It's like,
So where do you see that going then in the future? Because obviously you've got this massive foundation that you guys have got now.
We're working, man. We're just one step at a time. You know, I don't want to put a ceiling on the possibilities. So who knows what Palm Studios will become?
I mean, it's gonna be something big. That's all we know.
There we go, from your mouth to God's ears.
There you go. Now, another thing we got to talk about is some of the stuff that you've done behind the scenes. Because you're a singer, songwriter, I'm a producer.
Yes, sir.
So you pretty much like triple threat right now. You kind of got everything in the bag. Right. And obviously, the song that was on More Life from Drake, which is Snow Allegra sample from Time, and then you helped write that song, right?
Yeah, Time.
Yeah. So like, how was that seeing something from you and Snow just working and then ends up on like More Life?
Surreal.
Yeah.
Surreal. Crazy. I'm a huge Drake fan. I'm a huge Snow Allegra fan. Huge Boy Wonder fan. So all those pieces coming together, it's like a dream come true, you know what I mean? That's working with possibly like one of the biggest artists of like all time. Like, you know, definitely right now alive.
Of our generation, yeah.
Of our generation. That's like, so, you know, thank you for everyone who made that happen. That was really dope.
And obviously the Playboy Carti. Yeah. That was it's different because obviously when you think about Drake and Playboy Carti and you listen to like Low Tide, it's a big difference.
Yeah, it is, but it also isn't. I mean, you listen to like a lot of the records that that like Drake samples, and you can tell that Drake and his team and the OVO guys, they fuck with R&B and 90s R&B and funk music, and you know, a lot of us, we all draw from the same inspiration, but then we make it our own and we seem different. But, you know, at the core, we all have very similar interests. So I think that's like the common thread.
That's true. Yeah. I think let's bring it back into Low Tide then.
Yeah, please.
So we're going around in it. We're taking a little thing. Here you go. Right on the shirt. Yeah. I think we got it on the camera. Yeah. It's clear. We got sushi on the table. We can't show that right now.
Oh yeah, big sushi.
But so this whole process, right? So we've got tracks on there that came from last year, the year before, and then they've kind of ended up on this project.
Yeah.
So the one with Syd came out 2018. The video came out like April, I think it was. The video for it, end of April. Yeah. And then obviously mine was on the EP that came out at the end of the year, and it's on the project now as well. So when it came to curating this project, how hard or easy was it?
It was just a process. I mean, for us, like, it's a double-edged sword having so much material. So we had, you know, about 30 to 40 songs that were like finished, like ready to kind of be, you know, picked. And it just, for me, it felt really important to make sure that the people that were gonna experience Low Tide, you know, really got to hold on to those important songs that came out from the year before. Because, I mean, it's more than it just being a project. It's just like a here I am, like this is what I sound like.
You're announcing yourself in a sense.
Yeah, I'm announcing myself. It's an introduction to Palm Studios and in the collaborators that I have around me. So, you know, records like mine and Cassandra, they've been around for a while, but the versions that ended up on Low Tide are like, you know, fully produced out. The vocals are good, like everything is like, you know, polished up, everything. It's mixed. So it's like, it was important for me to get those songs out, and it was a process figuring it out, because things moved pretty fast, and we have, you know, part 2 coming out, High Tide.
Okay, so I was gonna ask if it was gonna be called that.
Low Tide, then High Tide, and then after that we'll do like the proper debut album.
Okay, so when we looking at 2020 for that, then whenever, is that your answer? No answer, boy, we have to wait and see, innit? Let's talk about Mad at You as well. So that's got like a kind of a trap beat under it. And I liked that when I was listening to Through the Project. That was one of the songs that stood out for me. More so than some of the others in the first listen. So is that something you try and do further down the line? Like go more with like a trap sound, but mix it with kind of the sound that you're making right now? For sure. I mean, I feel like I've been doing that. I have a song called Yours that came out in 2017. That is like the first half of it is like a funk record, and the second half is like a trap song that is co-produced by Ism, who is an incredible producer. Mine even has like a second half that kind of traps out a little bit. So that's always been a little bit of my sound. I'm influenced by, like, you know, the artists that have had like the part 1, part 2 in one song, like the Luther Vandross songs that are super long, and the first half is just strings, and then the beat comes, like all that kind of stuff. And like 6-minute songs. Justin Timberlake and Timbaland doing like the 8-minute songs on 2020. You know, I love that, and just the switch ups and yeah, I mean, that's definitely something I'm gonna build on, and mixing up styles. I mean, going off kind of like naming some of the people from the past as well. Quincy Jones cosign. That was massive. So you saw him before he kind of rated you, before you'd met him before that, a couple years prior, right? Before he came to one of your shows that you did. Did I? I don't think so. Did you not? That was the first time you met him at the show? That was the first time I talked to him, for sure. Maybe I had seen, no. That was the first time we reached out to his team and sent them the music, and he liked it, so he came to the show. And then his bodyguard came up to me and was like, "Hey, Quincy wants to talk to you." Mad. So I went over there to the booth, and he cracked some humor, and What's it like getting a cosign from someone like that who's been so influential to music? That must have been crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's another like feeling that just kind of is like, you already know, like that. That's crazy. Beyond music, you know, the stuff he's done in film, and I mean, we're talking about like Count Basie, Frank Sinatra. We're talking about legacy, generations of people. Do you know what I mean? Spanning across 40, 50, 60 years. Like longer. Like, it's crazy. Like that, you know, it's pretty incredible. You watched this documentary? I haven't. You have to. I need to, You need to. It's so inspiring, and just like a history lesson, especially if you know, in being in music journalism, you got to know like where the shit came from. Like it's so important. But yeah, Quincy Jones is that's the king, dude. So I'm super grateful for him to even have heard my music. No doubt. Now, you've worked with a few people so far. So Syd, Buddy, then you've got, who else have you worked with in the last? Topaz Jones. SG Lewis. Who else? Help me out, please.
I've worked with Ty Dollar. We got some records that are gonna hopefully come out soon.
So is it going to be a situation where you're on the record or you're behind the scenes on the record?
We have a couple songs. He hopped on a record of mine. He did a verse, and then I sang some backgrounds on his album, and then just some stuff. I don't want to jinx anything or whatever, but that's a big collab that I'm a big Ty fan, so that was dope. There's other people as well. I worked with Skrillex in the past. That was incredible. He's one of the most incredibly talented producers. Like he deserves every ounce of accolade, and whatever he gets is like well deserved. That man is a beast.
And it's mad when you think about Skrillex, because all you think about is just dubstep. But he can make other beats. He's made other beats before.
Right, but what we did was some dubstep type of like.
Is that out already or is
it came out on the Housela.
What song was that?
It was called Chicken Soup.
Okay, I need to go back and listen to that.
Yeah, that's me. That's me on the vocals on Chicken Soup.
Okay, cool.
They fucked my voice up and made me sound crazy.
Okay, cool. That might be a plot twist later after the interview.
Yeah.
But so when you go into the studio and you're working with all these different types of people, what's the process like?
It's different every time. I think it's important, like in any session though, to just like establish the vibe, and make sure that like I don't like going in the studio with somebody and just immediately working.
Yeah.
Or sending something from a distance and just doing that with somebody you don't know. Like, music is like a spiritual thing, so you got to be connected somehow before you like make the art.
I hear that.
Yeah.
I think you need to always get an understanding of somebody, because sometimes you listen to songs, we always hear it and you're always like, it just seems a bit forced. Do you know what I mean? So I think, like you said, understanding is so key. And I think right now, what do you think of the state of music? Right now we're seeing like, Tyler's album go like #1.
Right. I think that's awesome, right?
Yeah. I mean, do you think like alternative kind of sounds, not like the same old trap hip hop sound, is going to take over like in the next year and a half, and get more #1s like what Tyler's done?
Yeah, I mean, I think that look at like Billie Eilish. She's probably one of the biggest pop stars right now, right?
Yep.
And her music sounds super experimental and alternative. So, I don't even think we have to look into the future. It's like already happening. Yeah. And it's been happening. People always want something new.
Yeah.
So, trap was new for a while and now it's not. And the cycle keeps going,
That is true. So when that comes to you making High Tide and the album, is that something that is in the back of your mind, or you just making...
I've already made most of High Tide.
Okay, mad. Okay.
But it's already like, it's just gonna sound like me. I'm always trying to stay honest to like my roots and my inspirations and I'm always absorbing. So like, High Tide is just evolution of Low Tide,
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to hearing that.
Yeah.
And last thing we got to talk about, right, is you remixed Mahalia's Do Not Disturb, right?
Yeah.
So how tapped are you into the UK R&B scene?
I wanna tap in more, but I have some homies out here that they put me on to some cool stuff. And
But you're not giving anything away, I think he's gonna say a few names, gonna say like who actually have you listened to and been like, I want to work with them? I had to remix the question because you were giving me nothing.
You had to remix the question, huh? Fuck. There's a lot of dope artists that are out here that I need to maybe like explore a little bit more and listen more. Who would you suggest? Who do you think would be somebody cool for me to link up with?
Arlo Parks is pretty cool.
Say it again.
Arlo Parks.
Okay.
She had a billboard on Times Square a couple months ago.
Oh wow.
She's pretty cool. Guy called Slick Vic, he made a project called Drive in December. He's pretty cool. He had like Mark Azari, a few other people like UK R&B singers on there. There's a guy called Benji Flow. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, you should like text us these names or something.
Yeah.
No, for real.
We'll arrange a list, innit? We'll
get sorted. Let's get a list going.
There's a lot of people.
Tino's.
There's a lot of people like out there who are making music. So
for sure. I'm already knowing. I mean, I've been listening to so much music since I've been out here, and just every time I walk into a store and there's someone like playing off their iPad, I'll kind of like peek over and be like, oh, what's that?
All right. So anything else you want to say to the people? Obviously the project's out now. It's been out for about a month.
Yeah, go listen to Low Tide. listen to it again if you already listened to it. Check out the merch and come see his show and stay tuned for High Tide.
There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.